Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Well, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has taken to the Twitters, and he started a thread. There's 4 tweets, and he was opining about the recent Bitcoin scam, in which Ripple was hacked along with other individuals and businesses, and it happened all across the Twitters here, and I'm sure you've already heard about this. If not, what rock are you living under? It's been big news, not just in crypto, but in mainstream media unrelated to crypto. And so I'm mostly going to let his comments sort of, I think he did a good job articulating his views. I'll pretty much just let it speak for itself. And I completely understand where he's coming from. And then I've also got this from crypto media outlet U Today. And this one's titled, CZ Binance says Twitter hack was net positive for Bitcoin. Here's why. So again, CZ, of course, being the CEO of Binance. So do you think he's right? I'll share with you his rationale. You can tell me if you think he's right, that this was actually a net positive for Bitcoin itself, because there are a lot of people that think, oh God, this just makes crypto increasingly look like a scam. So all different people have different opinions. But before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would certainly appreciate it. And also go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel if you love your mama, because she loves you and she wants you to be happy. And the only way to be happy in life is to subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel. It's the only surefire way, at least. So go ahead and join the echo chamber. And so as far as this thread, I went ahead and retweeted it. And I wrote the following: good thing the official Moon Lambeau Twitter account never went down. If it did, that's how you know the hack was for real serious. And it's the same thing, like in terms of like the pandemic, like when is the point that you knew the pandemic, COVID-19, was super duper serious? And the answer, of course, is when Tom Hanks caught COVID-19. That's the answer right there. Like, oh my God, Tom Hanks got COVID. Man, this must be getting serious here. Same thing. You see the Moon Lambeau Twitter account go down. Let's get real out there, man. So let's hop into what Brad Garlinghouse had to say now. He wrote, he's got a little wavy face, a little emoji wavy face there on the Twitters, and he wrote, it took a couple days, but glad to report I'm able to access my Twitter account again. A few thoughts on the Twitter happenings this week. Seems there is finally consensus across the board that this hack is not a crypto problem. This is a social media platform problem. Malicious scams on Twitter and YouTube and others have persisted for years without these platforms taking any real action or accountability to address the issue with more than a band-aid. With consumers and increasingly governments rightfully furious, here's hoping they'll finally prioritize efforts to earn back our trust by taking the abuse of their platforms seriously. Now, don't forget, though, that Twitter and YouTube, they are victims in this as well, just to be clear. And so it was interesting then to see that CZ thought this could still be a net positive for Bitcoin. So let's jump into this now. The head of Binance, CZ, whose Twitter account was hijacked along with a bunch of other high-profile pages, is now back on Twitter and has shared a few thoughts on what happened. Offering some food for thought to the crypto community, CZ explains why the Twitter hack and the massive scale Bitcoin scam that followed could have a positive aftermath for Bitcoin and its potential holders in the future. CZ pointed out that what has happened can be classified as a Twitter hack, but not a Bitcoin hack or Bitcoin scam. As many prefer to call the recent attack against numerous verified Twitter accounts belonging to top-level entrepreneurs, politicians, and celebrities. And so here's a quote. Bitcoin hack? No, Bitcoin didn't get hacked. The hackers want Bitcoin because it's valuable. When bank robbers want cash, it's not called a cash robbery. It's a bank robbery. Bitcoin scam? No, Bitcoin didn't scam anyone. Now that is a perfect way to illustrate the absurdity of calling it a Bitcoin hack. And at least us in the space, I mean, pretty much all of us would know, of course, it wasn't a Bitcoin hack. It had nothing to do with the Bitcoin blockchain being hacked. Nothing whatsoever. I could certainly see people outside of this space calling it like that because they just don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's their problem then. CZ pointed out that the majority of social media platforms unwittingly allow scammers to coax crypto out of users on Facebook, YouTube, and elsewhere. However, Twitter has a more active crypto community. This is why Jack Dorsey's platform was chosen for this attack. According to CZ, most online platforms have issues with security. Twitter is not alone in this. CZ noted Google as the one with the strongest protection against scammers. And then they have this subheading: this hack is a net positive for crypto. Oh, is it? Tell me more. Finally, the Binance chief assumed that the incident is a net positive for crypto. Twitter has massively spread awareness of Bitcoin throughout society, including, perhaps, no-coiners and those who previously did not know what Bitcoin was. CZ highlighted the fact that Twitter accounts of the most powerful and popular people in the world were spreading messages about Bitcoin, even though it was a scam, thus launching a massive marketing campaign for Bitcoin. And so here's a tweet, or the comment here. It is, regardless, a massive advertising campaign for Bitcoin. How often do you get all these famous accounts tweeting about crypto? Yeah, get out. It's just, I still worry about a misunderstanding. So that's why, like, for me, I'm a little more unsure of whether or not this is a net positive at this point. I mean, I guess it's possible. Or maybe it's more so a wash. I don't know. So here's the full tweet on your screen right now. It is, regardless, a massive advertising campaign for Bitcoin. How often do you get all these famous accounts tweeting about crypto, albeit we all wish they had tweeted about the Binance Academy post instead. Wouldn't that have been great for them? And then he writes, lastly, on a personal note, feel privileged that my account got hacked before all the famous people above. How often do I get that? That's a silver lining there. Okay, CZ. He writes, but next time, I'd prefer to go second. I was crazy worried until the second guy came along. Fair enough, man. At least he's got kind of a sense of humor about it. And this is interesting, too. Take a look at this piece from Cointelegraph. Twitter has been trying to hire senior security engineers for 2 months. In the months leading up to the most devastating hack in the company's history, Twitter was trying to hire cybersecurity pros. If the company's job site is any indication, Twitter has been openly hiring for security positions in the months leading up to this week's notorious hack. According to the company's job search, Twitter posted several key job descriptions pertaining to company security 2 months ago. The company was, and still seems to be, hiring for a senior infrastructure security engineer, a senior security engineer, 2 senior application security engineers, and staffed product manager for security and data protection, among several others. So I don't know if this is an indication that perhaps they were not sufficiently staffed with security personnel, or maybe it's just normal growth and everything should have been fine. But either way, something went terribly wrong here. A job description for one of these positions focuses on the reduction of security risks across the company. And here's a quote. As a security engineer, you'll join a team of engineers working to reduce security risk across the company. We work collaboratively with other teams to identify risks with security impact to the company. Communicate that impact to the to teams and management, engineer solutions. Another job posting emphasized a proper response to cybersecurity threats. And quote, it stated, when performing investigations into suspicious activity, your skills will help us to analyze events to figure out what happened, document our findings, and determine the best course of remediation. And so, meanwhile, Twitter has not yet disclosed to the public what vulnerability was exploited by the hackers. I mean, they kind of talked about it, actually, but I haven't seen anything in tremendous detail, but they actually did have a follow-up ultimately. And I don't want to go through that again either. I think I covered that fairly thoroughly when it was made public. But hopefully we'll figure out more specifically about what's going on. And wouldn't it be lovely if we could find out who is actually responsible for this tremendous hack going down? Because to me, it's just it was so massive that it's just mind blowing that they were able to pull this off. And then you get to Brad Garley now has 2 days to get his damn account back. It's just not fair, man. It's just not fair. But it's good to have him back. So says Moon Lambo anyway. Maybe, do you think that, should I be offended that my account was not hijacked? Am I just not important enough? Come on, man. I'm the most important figure on all of the Twitters, right? Just a little braggadocious humor, chill out. That's it for this video, though. Thank you for stopping by. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.